It is 6:30, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. We are going to start this evening off with the swearing in of a new police chief.
I get the honor and privilege of doing this with Tony. And Tony, if I could ask you, maybe step out if you don't mind. And raise your right hand and then repeat after me. I, please state your name.
I, Anthony Resnicek,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the police chief in the city of Waite Park, Minnesota, to the best of my judgment and ability. Congratulations.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know how this was gonna go. Just didn't want to get in line with the city council.
There you go.
Nice.
That'd be a little rich.
There you go. Well, congratulations, Tony.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, is there anyone here for public input?
He's been sworn in for 2 minutes, and I already have something for him, so.
I need your name and address, please.
Okay, my name is Logan Magnan. Address is 930 2nd Avenue South, Waite Park. And I wrote something here, but I'm just gonna kind of read it.
Sure.
And this is my second time here. If you aren't familiar with my name and address, I'm sure the Waite Park Police is, as I've called about a dozen times the last month, regarding the speed of the traffic on 2nd Avenue South, Waite Park. I personally witnessed the speed signs flashing at speeds of 40, 50, and even 60 miles an hour, with motorists not at all concerned for the locals living on the road. The last city meeting I attended, I expressed my concerns with the speed signs and how they're not very effective. I mean, people that travel that road daily, they'll just drive by and let them flash and don't bother to slow down. During a call with the WPD, the officer I spoke with mentioned a couple interesting things on the phone. He acknowledges the excessive speeders on the road, that the WPD could make probably about 8 stops an hour. The WPD does not have enough manpower to enforce speeders on this road, and that I should continue to bring my concerns to the city. I'm concerned why the WPD would ignore this increasing problem. The road's been getting busier every year over the last 7 years that I've lived there. I'm strongly in favor of installing stop signs, maybe northbound on Willow Pond or Willow Creek, and southbound at 9th Street South, Sunwood Park Drive, and Heritage. It's really gonna be a cost-effective solution that will resolve speeding and the WPD's lack of enforcement on speeders. Please consider the request for the safety and well-being of Waite Park homeowners. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just one question. Is there a certain time that you're,
I think in the
is
past.
it worse like at 8 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock at night,
It's
2
gotten to the-
o'clock?
It's gotten to the point where, I mean, I'll pretty much any time of my day get out of my house and just walk down the sidewalk.
Okay.
And, I mean, it's within 1 or 2 blocks, that there's people just flying by. And, you know, it's not only single cars, it comes in pairs, it comes in threes. It's really gotten out of control. You know, it's kind of, ever since they put in that roundabout, of course, traffic has increased. But I think with all the building and stuff going on south of town, it's kind of turned into like a mini highway.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we can check that. If not, we might find an old squad car to park out there. That might scare them a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, it's even bad to the point where people pass other cars down the center lane and stuff. And where, you know, where I live, it's kind of right in the center, you know, of the out of town and that first stop sign. And that's
Right.
probably where, you know, you're gonna see a lot of the speeding is at that point. But
Yeah,
stop signs, I think would be a pretty good solution. If the Wade Park Police don't have the manpower to enforce it, maybe that'd be the next best solution.
yeah. Yeah, we could definitely do something, have a study done on that or something.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Thank
you.
You know, we rebuilt that road last year. Did you notice any difference since we put the electronic flashing
No,
speed signs up?
no, and maybe it's just because I paid attention more, but, no, it seems worse. There's people that actually live on Sunwood Park Drive and they'll go over 40 just in that short amount of time from the, I don't know what the main road, maybe Second Street or something up to Sunwood Park. But the speed signs they don't do anything. I mean, you're more than welcome to put officers out there and record speeds, but some of them are pretty outrageous.
All right,
Okay?
thank you. Is
Thank you.
there anyone else for public input?
Hello, Jay Roos, 1004 Second Avenue South, neighbor. So I did want to thank you guys first for doing the repairs last year on Second Avenue South. It's much easier on our vehicles and our bodies. When we bought the house 5 years ago, we knew it was a busy road. That didn't bother me because compared to our previous home on Third Street North, it was not as bad as that. However, on Third Street where we live, speed was not usually an option because we live right next to the stop sign, or stoplight. But speeding is a real problem. It's grown worse since the repairs were done. Like you said, people don't pay attention to those speed signs. I have reported my concerns to Officer Mages multiple times over the last few years, and that was even before the repairs were done. Logan talked about a lot of different things, but we also have, it seems like a lot of trucks coming out of some industrial area, a little bit west, that are also running down that road pretty fast. We have a whole bunch of little ones in our home. They're here tonight. We try very hard to keep them safe in the house or in our fenced backyard and keep them away from that street. In addition to our little ones, there is a family across the street with a large family, and they also run a daycare, so they bring even more children right into that area. According to another neighbor, his sister died after being hit by a car on Second Avenue South a long time ago before it was paved, when it was still a gravel road. The potential to be deadly again is much greater now with it paved and people able to drive so much faster than you could on a gravel road. So I'd say please increase patrols and add controlled intersections at maybe Heritage and 9th Street South. That way, people are always going to speed by recklessness or by accident. At least it would require drivers to aggressively accelerate to get up to high speeds between the stops. And thank you for your time.
All right,
Right.
thank you. Is
Thank you.
there anyone else for public input? Anyone else? Public input? Anyone else? All right, looks like we got a little work to do on second, so. All right, thank you for your input. Review and approve council agenda.
Move to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. Consent agenda items. Item A, approve 5/15/23 council meeting minutes. Item B, approve sergeant promotional process. Item C, approve the removal of the no parking sign at 346 Second Avenue Northeast. Item D, approve all state communication proposals. And item E, approve hiring process for four full-time officers vacancies that we have.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second that.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. Item A, authorize advertisement for bids for 2023 street projects.
Great, good evening, Mayor and Council. Plans are done and ready to go for the street project. Looking at estimates after the design, we're real close to where we came in for with the CIP, so no news to share there. But look to advertise starting this week, opening bids at the end of June.
Okay.
Move to approve authorizing advertisement for bids.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Maybe we'll get some streets fixed. All right, item B, consideration of Juneteenth holiday. Sean?
Mayor, members of the council, the bill was passed at the state recognizing Juneteenth as an official state-recognized holiday. And prior to that, it was done actually last year. It was going to go into effect of August of 2023. Legislation that was passed this year actually made it effective for that to be approved to be in effect for this June 19th, which means that we have no city can have any business that is transaction, so we can't have any public meetings or our businesses open, our office cannot be opened. So in discussions with our labor attorney, there's a couple of ways that the city can handle it as far as that, which keep in mind does affect also, which we'll talk maybe at the end of our regularly June 19th meeting that we would have as it falls on the third Monday of the month. But the options that we can do as far as our staff is we can add Juneteenth as a city paid holiday. We could add it as a paid holiday and eliminate another city holiday that is not a state legal holiday, which would require some negotiations with the 4 unions. We can make Juneteenth an unpaid holiday and allow employees to use unused paid leave time if they desired. You could make Juneteenth an unpaid holiday and allow employees to work the holiday if they desired to be paid without transacting public business. In discussing these options with the other area cities and some others, most of those cities are opting to choose to make that a holiday, a regular holiday where we would just not be closed and have it be just like every other official holiday that we would have. In order to do so, if that is what the council desires, there are attached the MOUs and resolutions. There would be one for non-union employees, and then for our 3 bargaining units, and there's a resolution and an MOU for each of those to consider. Just as a point of clarification, that would be effective for this year, and then what it would allow us to do, we have union negotiations that begin, and we could then negotiate that into our contracts for the respective contract years in the future.
Council?
Well, like many things, the state tells us what to do. So,
So which one?
I'll go with number 1. We just make it another paid holiday.
And work with it through the contracts when they
Yep,
come out.
and then approve the MOUs to go along with each negotiating unit.
So to do that,
We gotta do one for each one
Yeah.
here. We'll have one for, we need a motion for the non-union MOA and a resolution. We need a motion for that to approve that MOA and resolution.
I'll move to approve the non-union MOA and resolution. Now, do we have to state just to add it as a holiday?
no, it's all laid
Oh, that
out in
we
the
kinda
MOA, yeah.
Decided
And,
that.
and I referred to it as an MOU. They kind of get interchanged. It is an MOA. It's a memorandum of agreement.
Yeah.
I'll second
Why
that.
it seemed weird to me, MOA.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. And then I've got one for the maintenance employee, Teamsters number 320, an MOA and a resolution.
Move to approve.
And a second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. Then we have one for police admin, LELS union MOA and resolution.
I got a question real quick.
Well, wait a minute then, Mike. I'll move to approve. If we get a second, we can, right?
Yeah.
I'll second it then.
Now further discussion.
On these paid holidays like this now, they're on 10-hour shifts. Do we pay 10 hours or
Nope,
just the
8.
8 hours?
They have to
The
take 2
eight.
hours of their
That's-
vacation or personal time.
Yep.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. Then I have one for police officer Teamster Local Number 320, an MOA and a resolution.
Move to approve.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. And finally, I have one for the police sergeant, LELS Union, MOA and resolution.
Move to approve.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously.
Thank you.
All right, item C, consideration of granite table gambling donation request.
Mayor, members of the council, if you recall, we had representatives from Granite Table that came to one of our work sessions about a month or so ago, talking about their initiative of bringing a lot of the initiatives of a lot of different organizations kind of together, looking more at some strategic visions. Some of the things that they've done to date has been build a website. They've raised some money from local businesses. They've been working with SCSU. They've been doing their strategic planning session. What they're doing is seeking funds from the area communities to assist them with continuing their efforts. And if this is something that you desire to do, the request is for $3,000. And it would be something that could come out of our charitable gambling. Granite Table is still part of the Central Minnesota Community Foundation, and they are a 501c3, and that's where those funds would go towards if that is your choice to do so or not. So I am happy to answer any questions. There's some more information in the packet if you'd like to hear more about them.
And this is a one-time ask.
Yes, it is.
Sure.
Yeah, but then we can decide too. We can see where they go with this.
There is funds in our charitable gambling. We did have that, but you're right, with some of the changes at the legislature,
Yeah, that
funding
was
of
my
that is
next
going to
question.
be something that I guess we're gonna wait and have to see because
A lot of things could get cut back.
That's gonna be affected big time.
It certainly will. To what extent, I'm not really sure, but I guess we'll have to wait and see on that, but
Well, I can kind of remember when he came and talked to us a little bit. Their program is to work with the local cities as a whole, is that right?
and all of
Give
the,
us a strategic plan for the whole city so we're all the same?
I wouldn't say necessarily just cities. I think it's within, and we see this a lot in a lot of the different efforts that we work on. You've got, I'm trying to think now. So you have the Greater Minnesota, or the Development Corporation that works on some initiatives. You have the Community Foundation that's doing other pieces. You've got all of these different nonprofits as well that are working on that, including cities as well. And this group is trying to bring those so that there's a strategic collective initiative, that they're all at least matching and coming together. And that's really what I think that their overall goal in
Well, it
maybe
says-
the most summary that I could put together on it.
Yeah, it says here that they want to provide a comprehensive community scorecard to supply objective data about the community, provide a forum for leaders to come together to create a shared vision and goals, and to organize activities to create consensus and momentum to achieve these goals.
I think
Didn't we just do that? We spent $30,000.
that's for our own community, but I think it's just aligning efforts on a regional basis so that some of the work on those things can be done more cohesively.
Well, what I took away from the presentation, it seems there's redundancy. in
I think
some
that
of
they're
this.
trying to help alleviate some of the redundancy is the way I understand that.
It doesn't give me the warm fuzzies, so if anybody
I don't
would
know.
like to do something,
It almost sounds
I'm
like it's a
open.
group just trying to copy what's already out there, and I don't know.
Is there anyone here from that organization? Okay. Council, your wishes. It can die for no motion, or it can be brought up and defeated, or it can be brought up and passed.
How much was it they were asking for?
3,000
$1,000.
out of charitable gambling.
keep in mind that fund's gonna dwindle rapidly. since they're gonna have to decipher how that impacts.
You'll still have other poll tabs. It's not, it's just the electronic ones that are being impacted. So I don't know what that impact's gonna do.
No idea. All right, hearing no motion, do I have a motion? Hearing no motion, it dies. All right, approved bills.
I'll move to pay the bills.
Second?
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. I don't have anything. Shonda, you got anything?
Just that with Juneteenth being an official holiday, and normally when we do that, our next scheduled holiday, our next scheduled meeting would be the Tuesday after, which happens to be the conference. So what I'm suggesting would be is that we move that meeting to the 26th. We do have some items that we do need to have discussed at that particular time, and if that's something that works for you, I know it's not a regularly scheduled one, but then the way that July 4th lines up, my recommendation would be not to do a July 3rd meeting, because I think most people are gonna be
Yep. That works
gone
actually,
for the
'cause
holiday.
that puts it a little closer.
We could
It
have
does.
that any time during the day, because I took that day off.
Oh, well,
One.
June 3rd, or July 3rd. We could have a meeting
I-
anytime during the day.
I will not be here, but somebody else might be, I don't know.
Yeah, all right, we can move the council meeting to the 26th, or, 26th.
July 26th and then not
June
have.
26th,
Oh, yeah, and I
26th.
even wrote July, June 26th, and then no July 3rd.
right.
Okay.
All right,
So that means that July meeting would naturally move to the 17th?
At this particular, I'm
thinking-
looking at Dave, because Dave has this lovely street project that, and we just went out for bids on, and so we're somehow gonna have to figure out how we can get those approved.
Putting bids on the 28th or 29th.
And you can't do that on the 26th?
Need 21 days, and it won't hit the paper till Wednesday because of legal advertising is only Wednesday through Saturday.
Unless, unless there's something that, we don't have to have it on that Monday, if we want to do it so that we correlate it with, that, so you get one meeting.
What's the importance of awarding that? Like
Basically,
the
so we
day
have
after you receive
Just so the
bids?
contractor can have notice that they have the contract and can start planning and start sooner. So my fear is if we wait till July 17th or whatever that would be to award, we're not starting work until early August. I would sure like to start in July if we can.
So would a 28th or a 29th work?
would.
Is that something that's amenable to the group? Yeah.
That work.
I think so. I got things on them days.
And we could,
what kind of day is that?
it's a Wednesday.
You want the
You
20,
could do the 28th would be a Wednesday.
You'd want the 29th, because the award would, or the opening's the 28th, give Dave a few hours, and then, I mean, you only have to meet for a few minutes. I mean, it just depends on
Wednesday's
warrant.
not a good day.
Well, we could do it Thursday.
No, Thursday. I'm
Thursday
saying
morning.
Thursday. Do it on
So we'll
Thursday.
keep our meeting on the 26th and do a special meeting to approve bids.
Just
On-
at
Yeah.
7 o'clock in the morning or something
Okay.
even.
Or whatever, yeah. It's,
There's only three of us that have to be there anyway.
That's,
That allows you to go to work.
When are we at now?
Right,
Went
right,
through,
Sean.
so we're keeping June 26th as our regular meeting.
Okay.
We're not gonna, because there's more items to discuss. What we're having a discussion about right now is whether or not we can have a short meeting to approve the bids.
At the end of June, like few days later.
Thursday,
The
the 20th.
Thursday,
Thursday,
the
the 29th.
All right.
29th.
So a meeting Monday night and then another meeting Thursday.
But that one probably about 7 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah.
Mayor's breakfast.
Take about 2 minutes.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you get up that early, Sean?
Yeah. I'm old. I'm up at 5:30 in the morning, whether I want to.
So what did you decide on a time?
What's that?
June 29th at 7?
Time do you want it,
What
Frank?
time do you want to get here?
It's only gonna last a few minutes, right?
Now, what time do you
Yeah.
want to do it, Frank?
Or if I'm making a motion, we'll
7:30.
make it a few minutes.
You don't need to make a motion, I just need to,
No,
oh,
that.
oh, that day, oh, okay.
No, so what time do you want it? 7,
Seven.
7:30? 7 o'clock?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Whatever Dave needs,
All right,
Dave gets.
But then we were adjusting, the
I can
first
handle
meeting
that.
in July as well, right?
No meeting
No.
July 3rd.
Okay.
I'll send this out to
That
you to
will
make it
probably be
clear.
the 17th.
That helps us out a lot. Thank you.
anything else?
I have nothing.
Dave, you got anything else? Bill?
Nope.
Chief?
Nope.
All right. Carla? Paul?
Nope.
All right, then we are adjourned at 6:55.